People are asking about the Trackmania Grand League, so I guess we can move over to one of the last topic of today. It's the upcoming Trackmania Grand League. And new for this Trackmania Grand League season is that Yannex, you are now in. You announced it maybe 2 months ago on Twitter that you got official yes that you are in. Tell us, how was the process of actually getting in the combine? You said that two players are going to be in. It was Afi and Gwen, but then they also said Yannex, you are in. Tell us, how did this happen?
So right after the combine, I was contacted by Softy to say that he wanted to have the 16 best players in the league, and I was part of it. So I after the combine, I knew I could have a spot, and that's what happened. But yeah, the combine was hard with
Hmm.
the knockout phase for some who knows. Yeah, I just played the combine, and he said that he wanted the 16 best players. That's it.
Yeah, because if you are like a natural, or let's say a new viewer that just tuned into the combine, you watch people compete there, and then you see you doing well there, and it's like, ah, Giannis is not going to play in Trackmania Grand League. That is somewhat weird because you are better than some of the other people that are going to play in the next season. And even though you had like an unlucky moment in the knockout phase, you still beat them. So I think it's
Yeah.
fair that you're in. And I also think that maybe who was the other guy, Tricky, who was doing well? Like, I think you should just eliminate the bottom eight and have the top eight in from the combine, because then you are better than the other players that you beat there.
I don't think another OGL player beat another TMGL player. I think we were only three, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
the combine should be like the top eight goes in TMGL, and the bottom top eight like doesn't go in.
Mm.
Yeah, you see what I mean. But yeah, that's logical to have the top eight in the combine that goes to TMGL to have the best players. But that's complicated with orgs, I think,
Yeah.
because if
Yeah.
we have too much TMGL players dropping, it's like, I think with the contract and stuff, it's complicated.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is one of the topics that is now a lot of talk about in Jackmania. What new orgs are coming in? Who is getting what org? I'm not gonna ask you to say what org you're in, because I guess that is gonna be announced on maybe the show match. But can you tell us? Do you actually know what org you're in?
I actually don't know. Like I for the moment I'm Ogles, and I use the TMGL show match to showcase myself as well. But I don't know. Like
Is
I
that
literally,
weird though?
it's
The
so
season is
weird.
starting in September, right?
Yeah, it's so weird. And Softy asked me to leave Exalti in May to to be sure for the new org to know that I'm Ogles. I don't know. Like I had to left 5 or 6 months before the TMGL starts. I had to leave Exalti, and that's weird. But I mean, I trust Nadio, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, in the season one, you saw a lot of orgless players. Are you somewhat, I don't know, afraid is the right word, but do you think that there is a situation where you can essentially play the next season orgless?
I hope not. I I hope not, because
Mm.
I need money.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? Yeah, I hope I'm not playing All Glass.
Mm.
Like, I hope I'm not. Yeah, you understand.
Yeah, but then you say that you want to showcase yourself in a show match. Are you a guy that gets more motivated because he doesn't have an org, maybe like Scrappy, who after existence left him, he was like suddenly one of the best players in the world because he wanted to show himself to potential orgs. Are you the same way, that you use this as an opportunity to say, okay, I'm gonna be the best Yannex I can be, because maybe then I get the best offer I can get?
No, I don't think I I would play the same with an
Mm.
org, and I would love to showcase to the org that I can like show them names. I don't know, but yeah, I would play the same, and I'm even more, let's say, motivated to showcase myself for an org. But
Mm.
to get to get an offer,
Yeah.
at least an offer, you know.
Yeah, let's hope you get a lot of offers, so you are the guy in charge. So you can say, "Hey, raise the stakes, put your offer up, and maybe I accept you."
Yeah, that's I think the money part is for me, but the fine and the offers are more from Nadio.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but
Hmm.
I just have to trust. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you look at the 15, or we don't actually know who the players are, but if you look at the players we know who are playing in, where do you see yourself placing against the likes of Carl Jr., Scrappy, Kappa, Pack, Bren, Papu?
It's hard for the with the new game to like to place myself, but I will be like focusing on the top 8, like, and to not lose my points as I did in OGL. But I don't know, with the new game, the pressure, the I I don't know how to place myself.
Hmm.
We'll see with the show match
Yeah.
as well.
But some people brought up the question that, or not a question, but saying that you guys had maybe an easier part in Open Granny because then you maybe know that you are the best player. But once you now play against Carl Jr., you feel more pressure. Will you say that, are you a guy that gets more pressure once you see who you play against, or do you not care about who you play? You just play the same every time?
Uh, I play depending on my position. So if I don't care about who is second or
Yeah.
who is first. I just want to know my placement and the difference time I have with my opponents. So I play depending on that. But yeah, uh, I think it will be very hard in the TMGL. Uh, yeah.
But do you still think that you will be competitive? Do you think, are you maybe afraid of maybe getting knocked out, or?
Of course, I'm afraid, but I will do my best and see if I can compete with maybe top 8, maybe. But I I don't think I'm gonna be last or kicked
Hmm.
out. I I hope.
Maybe you're gonna win it. Maybe you're gonna be like the best player
Maybe.
of 2020. Who knows? But
Yeah,
do
I
you have
can't
any
say
favorite?
that.
Yeah, I mean, you will never say it. I know you. You're not gonna say that you are good enough to be in there, but you are. But who will you say is the favorite to win it? Do you think Carl Jr. still is the favorite after what he did in
Yeah, Carl Jr.
Lyon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
a
one is
safe
gonna beat
bet,
him?
honestly.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, there's also Kappa, Papu, etc. that can really understand the game, but Carl Jr. is Carl Jr.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the possibility of betting on Carl Jr. in Trackmania, you should take it. But something that is cool from a guy that is not from France is that now you get two players in from a small country into the biggest competition. That I don't think Switzerland has had like a success in the past with players, and then suddenly two players join the biggest competition in you and Afi. Can you tell us how much do you know Afi? How much do you speak to each other, and what do we need to know about maybe the Swiss scene in Trackmania?
With Afi, we're our friend. We went to Strasbourg and Lyon. We went together. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to know. This is the first time we see the Switzerland in Trackmania, like at the highest level, and yeah, I don't know what to say more. Like,
But are you, because I think some people are still believing that you are French because you speak French, but are you getting somewhat recognized by Swiss people that is joining your chat and saying, hey, you're from the same country as me, or even some Swiss people in, I don't know, the street, or are you getting recognized by Swiss people?
by Swiss people in the chat, yeah, there's not a lot, but there is some people that come and say, "Hey, I'm from Switzerland as well. Where are you from exactly?"
Oh, yeah.
And no, in city, no,
No, okay. You're not that famous.
nah.
Soon after Trackmania Grand League and Celatico. Or after this podcast, right?